It's Eric Sanders from Local Frontier. We're here at Captain Lawrence Brewery, and we met Captain Lawrence at the festival over at Doubletree the other day. And so we've been invited to the brewery to partake in beer, to take a tour of how they make beer, and to sample a lot of the wares. I've started with this nice golden fluffy beverage here, which I'm going to take a sip of. That's a darn good beer. So we're going to go inside. We're going to talk to some of the people. We're going to look at some of the barrels. We're going to look at some of the yeast. We're going to look at some of the hops. It's a hopping place. So let's go take a tour of Captain Lawrence. Join me. It's Eric Sanders for Local Frontier, and we're here with some denizens who like to hang out at Captain Lawrence Brewery. And this is a tasting, in quotes. What's your name?
Brian,
Brian, do you come here a lot?
every week.
That sounds could be used against you in the future, I guess, but I don't blame you.
Yeah. Well,
Beer's goddamn good, isn't it?
oh yeah, really good.
Do you have a favorite here?
Yeah, the Imperial IPA. That's.
You like the IPA too, for the record, because I've been accused of being prejudiced toward IPA.
Oh well, I mean it's great here. It's like smells fresh, tastes fresh. Yeah, it's great beer.
And now, let me ask you this. What is it about IPA that you think is so damn good? Because I'll tell you what I think is good about it. You can drink a lot of it, but it doesn't fill you up, and yet it's not a light kind of a cheap excuse for beer. It's a real beer, but yet it doesn't make you feel like you ate a bowl of oatmeal, right?
Well, yeah, I like it because you get the most bang for your buck, really. You drink one and it's kind of worth, almost two of another lighter beer. So, we're just looking to get the job done here on Friday afternoon.
You know what? You said it better than I could, man. Bang for the buck. So, all right, let me talk to your friend.
All right.
Hi, what's your name?
Jared.
And what is your favorite beer?
My favorite beer is the brown ale.
Okay.
I like it a lot just because it's got a really nice smooth taste. I like darker beers and all that, so I don't know. That's definitely my favorite beer.
When I used to live up near Canada, we had a lot of that were called what were they? They were called not stouts, but it was like Charbord, Toby, porters.
Okay.
You like porters?
Some porters I like, but some are, it depends on the porter. I like the smoke porter that's here. It's got a good flavor. But it just depends on the porter, I guess.
You a local guy?
No, I'm from Binghamton, New York.
Wow.
I just go to school down here, so.
Okay. Now, most of us grew up going upstate to school, and you came down here so that you could pay a lot more to live, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Yeah. And good beer, yeah, obviously. But
Yeah. Well, it's gotten a lot better because when I was your age, man, it was just like the only good beer was imported, and that was it. It was from Canada, or it was from Copenhagen, or from Germany, and there was basically very little local beers. In a way, you're a lucky guy.
actually, I was really happy to find this place. I found it through my friends here, and I was really happy with the beer here. There haven't been many places that I found that have been good beers, but for a local place, I like it. I like coming here. There's a lot of people here always, and it's just a good time. So.
Hi, I'm Eric Sanders from Local Frontier. We're a show out of White Plains, and you can get us on FiOS, you can get us on White Plains Cable, and maybe some more stations later. What's your name?
My name is Bill Meacham. A bunch of us here work up at Fujifilm in the area, and we like to come over here on Fridays after work.
There's no place to park the blimp.
No. Unfortunately, we don't have that anymore, but that would be nice if we did.
You don't have the Fuji blimp anymore?
No, that went away on us about a year ago.
My dog loved that blimp, man. He would sit in the backyard waiting for your blimp to come over.
Yeah, we liked it too.
Well, the blimp was full of a type of gas called helium, but beer is full of a gas called CO2. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything, but what's your favorite one?
Favorite beer?
Yeah.
We like actually right now we like the seasonal offering, which is Espresso Stout. Very nice.
How can you go wrong with espresso stout?
You can.
Now,
I can tell you that this is about our 1 year anniversary of coming here. We discovered the place about a year ago, when buying one, it was actually me who was buying plumbing at the shop next door, and discovered a lot of these walking around the parking lot. And we probably haven't had one of us being here any week since then, in 52 weeks.
That kind of makes sense, from plumbing to beer and then back to plumbing, right?
Right, yeah. So we've become pretty good customers, and it's kind of an interesting thing to have a few free tastes and then support the place.
I love beer, Bill. I have to tell you that. I really do. Well, let me ask your friend over here. Let me kind of get in here. What's your name, sir?
Devin Mooney.
Kevin, what's your favorite? Devin, I'm sorry. What's your favorite?
Mine's probably the double IPA. Just taste, and it's the 8.5% alcohol. I don't know, but I just always like it's a great sample and it's a great growler.
I'm an IPA person. They're always making fun of me. I don't know why. I guess because I'm the IPA guy and they're not.
I've never was actually, to be honest with you. I wasn't a big IPA fan until I started having the IPAs here. I like the pale ale here, and I also like the double. I mean, really, I like, I kind of change it up. I like his brown ale also, the liquid gold. He had the extra gold for a little while. There's a lot of, that's what I like coming here. It's just every week you come, he's got something else out there that, you want to try, you want to, just go through and try the different things. And, you got your favorites, but every now and then you change it up.
Devin, is it nice to have a brewery in the neighborhood?
Oh, absolutely. This is my first brewery I've ever really gone to, especially, like this.
You're lucky, man. I wish I had a brewery in my neighborhood. I just have bars.
Yeah, you got to pay for it, right? You come
Absolutely.
with the samples.
You ever get kegs from here or anything?
No, I just, I make sure I want to come. I get, one or two growlers, but unfortunately I haven't had an occasion to have a party where I would get a growler. But I did recommend a couple people to come and get some kegs here. I don't know if they did or didn't.
I'm thinking of crossing the line and getting a keg. I don't know.
Well, let me know where you're going after you get it.
All right, okay. Hey, it was nice talking to you. I'm going to work my way around a little bit.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. We are. What's your name?
What's up, Eric?
Holy.
Can you say that?
My name is Eric, too. Is yours with a C?
With a C.
Eric Sanders. Glad to meet you, local
Nice to
Frontier.
meet
What's
you.
your last name, dude?
Yee.
Eric Yee, Eric Sanders.
That's right.
So how long have you been coming here, Eric?
At least a few months now, actually.
So let me ask you, what's your favorite beer here?
I like the liquid gold. I like the brown. The espresso stout is good. Yeah.
Cool. Are you a local guy?
Yeah. White Plains.
I'm in White Plains, too.
Nice.
So what bars you go to in White Plains?
Black Bear, Brazen Fox, Paniches. Good stuff, yeah.
That's my lovely wife over there. We go to Lazy Boy a lot, just because they
I
got
used to
good.
go to Lazy Boy a lot.
They got good grub, man. You know what I mean?
They do.
How's the grub in the other place?
You know what? Brazen Fox has pretty good food.
really?
Yeah, the burger's pretty good. Yeah.
I met Rory Dolan once. You ever meet him?
Yes. Wait. How come I know that? Rory Dolan.
I don't know.
Rory Dolan. Did he went to the high school? No.
I don't know. I met him at the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he owns a bar. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why I know him. Okay.
It's amazing. Beer. It's a small world of beer.
Yeah, it really
And
is. He's
the,
right.
the
This
later
guy's
we
right.
get, the later we get in the night, the smaller the world gets, and the more the beer rules that world. Would you agree, Eric?
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Eric's the world unite.
Always.
All right. Hey, where's your
All right,
beer, man?
Right here. Let's do it.
All right.
You cheers it?
Cheers, man.
Cheers. That's good stuff.
Not good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is good.
I'm here with Elizabeth and Julia, two beer drinking ladies, and we're at the beer tasting hoedown here at Captain Lawrence. Now, I'm going to ask for volunteers. Who would like to tell me what their favorite beer is first?
From here.
Okay, you spoke first. You spoke first.
The extra gold is
Okay.
my favorite beer. It's the 10%, around 10% alcohol. It was also a 2008 Gold Award winner, and it was an absolute fantastic beer.
What
Julia?
award was that? Do you know what the award was?
The Great American Beer Festival Gold Award.
That was risky because I had no idea if you'd remember the name of the award. So, okay, now what's your favorite?
I like the double IPA. but I don't know half as much information as Elizabeth does. So I just know that it tastes good.
There's something I could say about that, but
Okay, well, we'll leave that.
I've been accused of liking IPAs. I don't know what's wrong with it, but okay. Now, how long have you guys been coming here?
Probably about 6 months, but this place has been here for 3 years. I wish I had known about it 3 years ago.
So is that 6 months continually?
Continually, absolutely.
No worse for wear, huh?
Absolutely.
And you guys, are you local girls?
Yes, I'm actually from around the Yonkers area, so it's not too far from here, and I work around this area. So yeah.
Yonkers, next stop, Greystone will be after. And how about you?
I'm from White Plains.
White Plains is great. Quarpus. I'm a Highlander myself. So, yeah, White Plains since 1965. I know I don't look it. So you guys work, you go to college, what's up?
I'm one of the managers at a local skating rink in the area, and she's one of the instructors there as well.
Enough personal questions, huh?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
Time for
So,
beer.
huh? Oh yeah, I got a question for you. Can we visit your Ewoks?
Of course you can visit my Ewoks.
I think they would like to. Ewoks, march left, please. What the devil? Okay. Oh, they're adorable. Do they want to drink? They are cute.
They like beer too.
All right, well, it's been elucidating, and the boots were there, man. The boots, those boots are made for walking.
For walking.
All right, let's have a nice L'Chaim skull to beer. Cerveza. I'm interviewing Scott Vaccaro of the Captain Lawrence Brewery. We met him earlier at Doubletree when there was the beer convention, and we had a nice interview there. It was a bit hectic, a bit crowded, and now we've got a little bit more space, and we're in his territory, in his brewery, right?
Absolutely, yes. That was a great day at the Doubletree. It's always nice to have a beer festival so close to home. You know, normally we have to travel either into the city or upstate New York or Vermont or wherever it is. So it was really nice to have one 10 minutes away from the brewery.
The smell in here, I have to say, it's a mixture of, it's like raisins and oysters. I mean, it's a unique smell. It doesn't smell bad. It smells really good. But I've never smelled the inside of a brewery before, and it's something that's really new to my senses.
It's a mix of a lot of different smells. It really is. I mean, we're using grain, so you have almost that bready, grainy aroma. Then you have the fermentation going on, which creates, CO2. But with the gas also comes the aromas and flavors of the beer, and it is. The brewery smells like a brewery. There's no way around it.
It's very cool. And now, I know when you get wines, it says contains sulfites. Do you guys have to use something to clean these tanks out?
Well, we do. I mean, we keep them all sanitary, all sterile on the inside. On the outside, they may not be as clean as they should be, but this is the beauty of stainless steel. So the inside of the tanks are spotless, and we make sure they're all clean. But that being said, we don't add any sulfites or sulfates or any kind of chemicals or anything. It's all natural. 4 ingredients: water, yeast, malt, and hops. That's all it takes to make beer.
Now, how come before you guys started doing this, so much of our local beer firstly, it wasn't local, but it just tasted terrible. I'm going to ask you a question. What is it about mass-produced beer that makes it taste like crap?
Well, mass-produced beer is really made for the masses. It's flavorless. It's yellow fizzy water, and we here at the Captain Lawrence Brewing Company feel that if you're going to take the time and spend the money on a beer, you should taste something in your mouth and you should enjoy it, and it should be something that's pleasurable, a pleasurable experience. So we make beers that we like to drink here at the brewery, and then in turn we hope that other people enjoy them as well. So full-flavored, full-bodied beers.
Do your beers have live yeast in them?
They do. The bottled beers that we create on a regular basis do. The draft beers we do filter. but we don't sterile filter. So there is still a little bit of yeast living in there, but not as, you can't see it. It's still got a nice clear color, but it is not a sterile product. It's still alive.
So now it seems to me like, just as a layman, that the mass-produced beer has a shelf life because they pasteurize it, right? Or they heat it up so much.
They pasteurize.
Right. Okay, they pasteurize it. Then your beer has more of a shelf life because there's still something alive in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, beer itself is as long as it's in a closed container, it'll last forever. It's really all about flavor and how long is it going to take for that flavor to change. And these mass-produced beers, they pasteurize them and sterile filter them, and they strip them of everything, every little bit of flavor, just because they know they're going to be sitting warm on the grocery store shelves for God knows how long. Our beers are, usually consumed within 2 weeks of put in the keg, so very fresh. We don't need to pasteurize. We don't sterile filter. It's a live product.
It's like comparing apples and cannonballs.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a very different product.
Scott, would you tell us the process from the beginning to the end of making beer?
In the brewery, we like to say from grain to glass. So
Okay.
we start with the grain, the raw malted barley. So this is malt. It is barley that's been put through the malting process, which is basically taking it out of the field, harvesting it, and steeping it in water, and then drying it out in a kiln.
Okay.
And the different temperatures in the kiln produce different depth and different colors in the malt. So
Okay.
this is very light in color.
Okay.
It goes from being that light to being pitch black.
Okay.
And it's how we combine the different types of malt that we get the different flavors, colors, and aromas in our beer. And the question that people always ask me on the tours is, how do you get the alcohol in the beer? And basically, alcohol is based on how much malt you use. So for a brown ale, say 5% alcohol, we use about 1,200 pounds of malt to make 40 kegs. For our Imperial IPA, which is almost 9%, we're using 2,000 pounds of malt for 40 kegs. So the more malt you use, the more alcohol you get.
And I see the hulls on it, right?
So yes, so we're basically taking this malt and putting it into this mill, which is grinding it up, separating the husk from the starch, which is on the inside.
Okay.
See if we can crack the white starch. That's what we want to get at.
Okay, so you don't use the husk for anything.
Well, the husk plays a big part down the line.
Okay.
So we do keep the husk on it. Everything gets milled up and goes into that hopper. And
Okay.
now we're going to move on down to the brew house and show you where the magic begins. So after the malted barley has been all milled up, crushed up, mixed together, it gets augered up and dumped into this vessel right here, which is called the mash tun. And what we do is we're mixing it with water, and we're making up what's called the mash. Okay. And during about a half an hour stint while it sits there, the enzymes that are in the malt break down all the starch that you saw, liquefy it, and turn it into sugar. And it's that sugar that later on in the process we turn into alcohol, creating beer.
Okay, cool. Can we take a look inside?
Absolutely. So.
All right. This is where beer is born. So what's the next step?
All right, so after the malt has been mashed and the starches have been converted into sugars, we drain the liquid portion off, which is called wort, and we drain it into the kettle. So what we have here is just a big 700-gallon steam-jacketed boiling kettle. Now, once the wort has all been transferred into the kettle, we begin the boiling process. We boil between 60 and 90 minutes, depending on the recipe we're making, and we add hops to the wort throughout that boil at specific times, adding different varieties of hops in measured quantities and boiling them for specific amounts of time to get bitterness, aroma, and flavor.
Is hops a kind of flower?
It's actually a cone. It's a vinous plant or a vine-growing plant that produces a green leafy pine cone almost. And it's very, very aromatic, and it adds the bitterness to beer.
Do you have to have hops in beer?
Technically, according to the federal government, you need to use hops. There's a minimum. If you've tasted any of the industrial light lagers of the world, you know there's very, very little hops in their beer. When you taste something like our Imperial IPA, you'll actually get a feel for what hops taste like.
So when they say a beer is hoppy, does that mean that it has lots of, like, that it's very carbonated and that kind of jumps off your tongue? What does it mean?
No, when they say hoppy, they mean bitter and aromatic from the hops, basically taking those qualities that are most closely associated with the hop and bringing them to the forefront of the beer, like either our pale ale or the Imperial IPA. Very hoppy beers.
Now let me ask you this one: does the quality of the water or mineral content come into play in your brewery, or do you just essentially use Kensico Reservoir water?
No, it actually, without a doubt, the water in a brewery and traditional beer styles over the centuries have sprung up around the world, based around the actual water content and the mineral content. We're very fortunate to be here in Pleasantville to be using New York City water supply water. Very soft, very, very little dissolved solid, so it's like a blank slate. We actually add back into it.
So I guess technically there's a little bit of my dog in your water because he swims in Kensico Reservoir.
I suppose so. It's very possible.
So can we name a beer after him?
Yeah, we'll have to think about that one.
You know, it looks like a James Bond movie where someone's supposed to be tied up and you're supposed to say, yes, I'm going to kill you and take over the world, but before I do that, let me tell you my plan. But since it's not a James Bond movie, let me ask you, what is that thing?
So right now we are watching beer ferment. Beer is being created as we speak. Just yesterday we brewed on the system, on the brew house like you saw there. We pumped it into this fermenter, 1,200 gallons of unfermented beer. And we added some brewer's yeast. And as that brewer's yeast is feeding off the sugars and eating up those sugars and creating beer, it's releasing some gas. And what you're seeing there is the yeast basically growing and blowing off a little steam, so to speak. And beer is being created right in front of your eyes.
So the sugar is converted into alcohol and into CO2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you didn't do that, you'd have a sweet, kind of nasty tasting liquid?
Yeah, there'd be no alcohol in it. Nobody would want to drink it, I can tell you that.
Okay. And do you do any other type of fermenting here other than this fermenting?
This is pretty much, we're doing straight up yeast fermentations in all our beers. We do some aging in oak barrels, but that tends to be more of an age than a fermentation. So you're seeing the magic happen.
I smell it too.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's the smell of the brewery.
And is the alcohol content determined by how long it ferments in here?
No, it's determined by how much grain we use. So in the beginning of the process, when we talk about the malt, the more malt you use, the more alcohol you're going to get.
So the malt is the fuel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the combustion chamber.
You're seeing it happen right there.
So you're going to have combustion chamber beer?
Well, we could think about doing that. Right now, this is liquid gold, actually.
How about Captain Lawrence Hemi?
V8, some V8.
That's good. I could have had a V8, man. Woo! What I meant to say was, what's your name? Why are you here? And what's your beer?
My name is Megan. I'm here because I like beer, and my favorite is the seasonal espresso stout.
Espresso and stout. I can't do without. How about you? What's your name?
My name's Adrienne, and my favorite is the Imperial, but I'm drinking Pale Ale right now, which is really good too.
I used to own an Imperial. What's your name?
My name is Megan Taylor, and I am here because I'm visiting New York for the first time in a long time. I'm from Pittsburgh, and I'm drinking the espresso seasonal.
You're also a Megan?
Yes, I'm also Megan.
It's the Megan Club.
Sandwich.
All right. Pittsburgh. All right. You know, my man over here is a big Steelers fan.
It's obviously the best team.
NFC.
I don't know. We got some kind of football conflict here. Got some
We're all
regional.
like Penn State, so that's all that matters.
Regional violence broke out today at the Captain Lawrence Brewing Company. Let's have a little toast. All right.
To beer and football.
Alrighty. You guys are the last people to be interviewed in our illustrious show tonight. I'm Eric Sanders, and this is Local Frontier. And you can catch us on White Plains Public Access and on Verizon, Cable Channel 45. Right now, we're also uploaded on YouTube, and we're podcasted, and we're also doing brain injection. No, I'm joking. We're podcasted. So what's your name?
Jennifer.
Nice meeting you, Jennifer. What's your favorite beer here?
The brown.
Brown. And how about you? What's your name? Butch. Okay. You got a favorite? Espresso. I think he's the designated driver. And what's your name?
Barbara.
You got a favorite, Barbara?
Yeah. Pale ale.
I think that's what I'm drinking. I'm not sure. Nothing like pale ale. And let me come around this way. And what's your name, sir?
Tony.
And Tony, you got a favorite yet?
Espresso as well.
All right, so now I'm going to ask you the sensitive question. Since you're from England, we spoke earlier. Would you say that this beer stands up to English beer?
Yeah, definitely.
Good, good. Because the guys who work here are right behind you, so. It's better, right?
Yeah,
All right. He's a smart man,
Free
Real papers in order.
Okay, all right. So like in England, pubs are like more like family affairs, right? People bring their kids, and there's they close earlier, right, than in this country?
Not anymore. It's 24 hours over there now.
Oh, you can't beat that with a stick. That's like New Orleans.
It's good, it's good.
Hey, you know, that sounds great. I know. I thought that they closed at like 9 o'clock, but I guess all I watch is like English horror movies like Shaun of the Dead. I don't watch any. I don't actually go there. So, all right. So let me ask you this. You're local?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Local people. All right. It's nice having a brewery in the neighborhood, isn't it? Yeah, I think you can't beat that with a stick. So I love this place too. It's like my 4th time here. My daughter turned me on to it. She's been coming here for about 6 months, 7 months. So we decided to do a little documentary on it, and we took a tour of the back, learned how they brew beer, looked in some of the cauldrons or tankards or I don't know what they call them, vats, and fermenters. All right, that sounds like a really good name for like a hardcore band, the Fermenters. now the Fermentalists, yeah, okay. Well, you know.
We're actually going to have them at our wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Captain Lawrence is going to be our beer of choice at our wedding coming up in June.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, who are you marrying?
This man right here.
You're marrying him? Oh, that's good. Everybody's getting married.
Give them the website address.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Best thing you can do. I've been married for like 20, I don't know what.
You're the only
To
person
this lovely
tell me
lady
that.
over here, you know? No, it's great, you know? See,
We're going to have the best beer there.
that sounds cool.
Yeah,
It really is.
excited.
Yeah. That's great.
So much of it they won't remember it the next day.
Nah, you'll remember. It's the best day of your life, you know? Really, serious. Great thing. Are you married?
No.
That's my word.
I don't know.
My boyfriend.
Oh, there's your boyfriend. Okay. All right. So, well, if you do get married, if you do get married, I think you should have Captain Lawrence at your wedding.
Oh, absolutely.
I think everybody should spray each other with Captain Lawrence at the wedding. Does that sound?
Captain Lawrence favors for everybody.
That sounds cool. That sounds good. Alrighty. What do you think? Time for a toast? I think it's time for a toast, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers.
L'chaim, skol, cheers, salud.